Have you ever felt some days you feel like you're that guy completing every hard task with ease? You feel like you can take on the world. You feel highly motivated, but on other days, you just feel like demotivated, struggling to even start basic tasks. So, what do you think the problem here is? The reason you're struggling with this problem is because you don't have that initial motivation to do it. Motivation is a great starter, but it's often unreliable in the long run. It's like waiting for the perfect weather or perfect day. You need to realize that there is never gonna be a perfect time where you feel motivated and everything will align. So what can you do? First, you need to understand why you will need motivation in the first place. We don't always do what we intend to do. Why? Because between intending to do it and actually doing it, there's a significant gap. For most tasks and most people, that gap is bridged by motivation. Let's call this the motivation bridge. The motivation bridge is constructed from motivational planks like this will be good for my career, it would make my family proud, or it would help me in future. All of these thoughts may work in your favor sometimes, but not all the time. So what can you do in this situation? How can you actually work without motivation? Be a child and work like one. Yeah, you heard it right. Be a child. It sounds strange, right? But hear me out. Remember when you were a child. Think about a time when you were learning something new, like riding a bicycle. We have all been a child, and just like me, you have experienced this too. When I was growing up, I wanted to learn how to ride a bicycle, like every child would. At the start, it was hard to keep the bicycle stable, and I fell many times. Even though I was falling and getting injured every other day, I would come home running from my elementary school just to ride it. Even though it was hard and demotivating, I learned it. Why do you think we did it? We didn't know about motivation and stuff. So how did we do hard things without any motivation? Don't worry, I figured it out. There are three main reasons for that, but we will get to that in a minute, because first you need to know and understand your why. Why do you want to accomplish this task? What's driving you? Is this important to you? It's important to dig deep and find a compelling reason that goes beyond superficial goals. Is it a personal dream, a professional ambition, or something that fulfills a deeper purpose? I know it's hard to find it in a split moment. Grab a piece of paper and write down the reasons why you want to complete this very task. Now on to the reasons why as children we succeeded in hard tasks without relying on motivation. As children, we often immersed ourselves in activities purely for the joy of doing them. Think back to when you first learned how to ride a bicycle. It wasn't about achieving a milestone or checking off a goal. It was about learning for joy and mastering balance. Now let's apply that same mindset to our work. Often we become so focused on the end result, the reward, that we forget to enjoy the process itself. But what if we shifted our perspective? What if we found aspects of a task that we genuinely enjoy and focused on those? If you start your task with a sense of feeling that you love to do this, that's what you enjoy, it will surely get better. As children, we had fewer distractions. Think about it. There was no endless stream of YouTube videos or social media notifications to pull our attention away. When we were focused on something, we gave it our full attention because there was nothing else competing for it. In today's world, our brains are constantly overstimulated. I remember when a normal 10-minute YouTube video was one of the most stimulating things in my life. Then YouTube introduced YouTube Shorts. But this wasn't enough. We now additionally have Minecraft jump and run clips, GTA car races clips flooded in the shorts feed. So now our overstimulated brains get even more stimulated. This is insane and kind of ridiculous. We all know our attention span are on the decline. So to work without motivation, try things like meditation. I won't go in the technicalities, but we all know how to meditate. And this will increase your cognitive abilities. Your reality is a reflection of your beliefs. Remember how as children we never questioned our ability to learn to ride a bicycle. We just believed we could do it because we saw other kids doing it. This belief drove us to keep trying despite the falls and bruises. Whatever happens in the long term largely depends on what you believe. If you believe your life should be easy and simple, you will take decisions and actions that align with that belief. I remember this very good. What you think you become, what you feel you attract, what you imagine you create. You need to change your self-image. If you view yourself as someone who can't work without motivation, you will indeed become that person. But if you want to change the situation, You need to convince your brain that you are someone who works without relying on motivation. So, how can you do that? For example, if you want to start reading a book and you struggle to do it, you can start by convincing your brain that you're gonna only read one page of it. If you do that and read one page of it, this will create a self image belief that you can do it. Believing in your capability to work without motivation, despite how hard it feels, is crucial. Create a mindset that embraces challenges and sees effort as a path to mastery. And lastly, remember, it's not about waiting for the perfect moment of motivation. It's more of about developing habits and mindset that allow you to work consistently and effectively even when motivation is lacking.